Ukrainian political expert Vadym Denysenko believes that the United States may be considering the physical destruction of Putin in order to put pressure on the negotiation process to end the Russian-Ukrainian war. He expressed this opinion on Espreso TV. It's important to understand why Tucker Carlson announced the Biden administration's intentions to eliminate Putin right now. Let's start with the fact that it was Tucker Carlson who recently interviewed the Russian dictator. Accordingly, his statement will be of great interest to Russian intelligence services. We must understand that in recent weeks and months, there has been a lot of talk about two areas of the negotiation process. In particular, the first is Putin's military logic, and the second is Donald Trump's trade thinking. There was a lot of talk that Trump, as a businessman, could not understand the Russian paranoid man who wanted to fight. A lot of theories were built around this, Denysenko explained. The political expert believes that the United States may consider the actual elimination of Russian leader Putin. According to Denysenko, Carlson's statement indicates that Donald Trump is preparing the ground for negotiations with Putin, who is most afraid of the physical destruction of him and the regime in Russia. Tucker Carlson's statement does not matter to Ukrainians. It simply changes the entire logic of the negotiation process. Until recently, there was an opinion that there was a complete consensus in the White House that no matter how the negotiations on the war in Ukraine ended, the issue of changing the Putin regime would not be on the agenda at all. Carlson's statement completely changes this opinion and indicates that the United States may consider regime change in Russia, which in turn will cause and will continue to cause paranoia in Putin's mind. He is a coward, and most of all, he is afraid of physical destruction. From this point of view, I think this is a kind of heavy preparation for future negotiations between the United States and Russia. As a matter of fact, Trump has raised the stakes to the level of Putin's life or death. It's hard to say what this will lead to next. However, I have no doubt that this is a very strong move by Trump, he added.
Migrants in Mexico who were hoping to go to the U.S. are adjusting to a new reality after President Donald Trump began a border crackdown last week. According to Associated Press, many asylum seekers waited on Tuesday outside the office of the Mexican Commission for Refugee Aid in Mexico City, hoping to regularize their status to be able to remain in Mexico. Trump took office on January 20th and signed a series of executive orders to beef up border security and slash migration. One ended the use of the CBP One app that had allowed nearly 1 million people, many seeking asylum, to legally enter the U.S. since January 2023. For some, the most plausible solution is to stay temporarily in Mexico until other possibilities to migrate open up. I still haven't changed my mind, said like Anthony Velasco, an asylum seeker from Venezuela, whose family is now in the United States. I want to fight until it's possible, until another door opens while I wait here, he added. For many others, disillusioned and tired of having waited for a CBP One appointment in vain, the best scenario is to stay permanently in Mexico, do so legally and find a job. Yvonne Fondora, an art teacher from Cuba, hugged her daughter as they waited for their turn in front of the Mexican Commission for Refugee Aid on Tuesday. Last week, Trump declared a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border and announced plans to send U.S. troops and restrict refugees and asylum, saying he wants to halt illegal entry and border crime.
Quiere hacer permitido para ver si tiene documento para entrar familia aquí, trabajar aquí, viviendo aquí, comprar casa aquí para viviendo.
No, todavía no he cambiado de esa idea por cuestiones de que mi familia se encuentra allá en Estados Unidos, entonces quiero luchar hasta que se pueda, pues, hasta que se abra otra puerta, otra ventana, esperar acá.
Llegamos aquí a México y habían quitado la CP1 y entonces bueno, fue para nosotros un rollo tremendo. Y entonces estamos aquí en la Comar porque nos dijeron que es la única posibilidad que tenemos ya de estar legal aquí y queremos quedarnos aquí en México de momento.